Welcome back to my channel. My name is Ellie if you've never been here before, and on this channel I upload whatever I want. Today is Monday, May 19th, and I am starting my first vlog of the job hunting season. There's bad news and good news in this video, and I was just gonna like do all this stuff behind the scenes and then start the video, but I was like, you know what? Why not do it with you guys and show you the realities of what I've been going through for the past few years. If you missed this video, but you're curious about my history with teaching jobs and what my future will be, then I highly recommend that you go and watch that video. Yes, it is a get ready with me, but it's mainly me talking about what my journey with teaching has been this far and what I'm hoping for next school year. So if you want any of the answers to those questions, go check out that video. Crash course, this is my third year applying for jobs post-college. I have my bachelor's degree in elementary education. I have my master's degree in curriculum and instruction, and I am studying for my endorsement in teaching English language learners, which is what I minored in when I got my bachelor's degree. I'm actually going to be taking that endorsement exam next Wednesday on the 28th. I don't know when you guys are seeing this video. I don't know if I'm gonna just wait until I have like more news or when it's just been long enough, but I'm assuming you guys won't see this for a while just based off of experience. If you guys see it sooner than later, it might be with good news, but honestly after today I'm not in a positive teaching mindset like I was a few days ago. So anyways, good news I guess is I borrowed Ryan's test prep book, which we used together a few years ago when we were studying for our master's. Wait, I don't even actually remember. I know that we like met up and studied together, and then I never took my test. She did and passed it, but I still have all of my notes on my iPad, and we took like practice tests and I calculated percentages and things just to like get a diagnostic of what I can expect when I take the real test. And there's a lot of different like portions. So for my test specifically, there are, I believe, 6. Let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 6 sections to the test. And the first one is linguistics. And so all day today while subbing, I had my iPad open, was taking notes, and I took notes on all of linguistics, and then I did the sample test. And good news here is that when Ryan and I were studying together, I got a 73%, I think. Hold on. On the linguistics portion of the test, when Ryan and I were studying together, I got a 70%. And I just took that same exact test a few years later after restudying, and I got an 85%. So I feel a lot better about the linguistics portion. Honestly, I think the linguistics portion might be the worst part of it, but I don't know. So I have now started studying the language learning and acquisition section, which is very heavy on theory, and that's just a lot of knowledge to retain, but this is my strong suit. This is my strong suit, so I'm really hoping that I pass the endorsement on the first try, and then I can add that endorsement to my teaching license. So that's an update in that world. But basically, I kind of just want to give you guys updates on what the job hunting process has been like for me so far. I have written down, I don't think I had this written down yet when I filmed that Get Ready With Me video, which I only filmed last week, so it hasn't been a lot of time in between then. But I decided to write down all of the jobs I have applied to this far and the district that they're in, when I applied, and if I received an interview or not, because it'll be easier for me to keep track of what is still open and what isn't without going through every single job and every single district's website. But also, I think it will help serve as a good visual for you to see the ratio of jobs available in general compared to jobs that I've applied to and the interviews I've gotten. or that I've even heard back from at all. As of today, I have applied to 8 jobs, which are basically everything that's been opened that I am qualified for this upcoming school year. I'm basically applying to everything. I've written down the districts. I'm obviously not going to share that with you, but I applied for the first job for this upcoming school year, 2025-2026. That's crazy to hear. That sounds like super far in the future, but it's not. Starting on April 17th, and so it's been pretty much exactly a month, 2 days ago, that I've applied to these 8 jobs. Right away, pretty much, I would say, like maybe like a week after I applied to the first job, which was a kindergarten position, I heard back that they filled the job. So I didn't get an interview for that, so I crossed it out. But before I continue on, another reason why I want to like write this down is because like maybe someone is out there also job hunting or about to go into this process, and if you live in an area like me where the teacher job market is scary, then this might also give you somewhat peace of mind to see everything everywhere. So basically what I do when applying to jobs is I open up my county's website, because my county's website has a list of all the school districts in the county. I will say it would be kind of hard if I went to the county's website and found it through there unless I searched, but I searched blank county school districts, and then the county's website came up and I was like, oh, perfect. I thought I was just gonna have to find like a list that someone made, but the county has it. So I just Googled, and that would be my recommendation to you if you are looking for tips and tricks. But anyways, on my county's website, they have a list of all of the school districts, but they also have, if you click on each district, which obviously I can't show you any of this because it would have a list of every town in my county, and for privacy reasons I'm not going to do that. When you click on each district, it gives an address for like the district office, but also a link to the website. It also gives other things like who the superintendent is and all of the positions on the school board. But it's very, very helpful that all of the websites are on there, because it makes sure that I'm not forgetting a district. I just literally open up the county website and I go and open up each district's website in a new tab, and then they're all laid out across the top. So the reason why I'm mentioning that is something I do is because I have 7 jobs on my page here, which I'm literally just doing this on regular notebook paper. It's down here, I don't want you to see. I'm doing this on regular notebook paper, but if you are more of a digital person, maybe that would be better. But I literally I'm more of a paper pencil person, so I decided to write this down. I might actually have to transfer this to my iPad if I want to save this, because just in case next school year I'm doing this a 4th time, that might actually make me have a mental breakdown. Verbalizing that is actually, anyways, this is honest. This is an honest, real, raw video. Just in case I'm doing this for a 4th time, I want this information. Even though I didn't do it for the 1st and 2nd rounds, I at least have it for the 3rd and 4th, and hopefully not so on. I have 7 jobs still open according to my paper. I'm gonna go double check because I haven't heard back from them yet, but they're all within 3 districts. So another reason why I am wanting to do this is because I got an email this I was gonna say I got an email this morning at 9 that one of the positions has been filled, but actually my email is filled with emails from 2 of the districts that all of the jobs within those districts have been closed. All today, because they all decided to do that today. So here we go. I applied to a 3rd grade position, a 1st grade position, and a 5th grade position, all within 1 district, and they have all been closed and filled. So now I'm going to go to the other district. This is the district that actually emailed me first this morning. And in this district, I applied for a 2nd grade position and a 1st grade position, which actually let me go back. So the 3rd, 1st, and 5th grade positions and 1 district within my county. I applied to all of those between April 27th and April 30th. So end of April. And I am hearing back from them now on May 19th, which I think is kind of standard, honestly. Hearing back about, what is that? It's about 3 weeks, right? So hearing back from them about 3 weeks later is pretty standard. Even like late into the school year, I would say, at least in my experience. Obviously, this is all my experience. If this is not the experience that you are having, I'm glad, I'm happy for you. But this is just how it is for me personally, and for people I know personally. They're having the same experience as me, so in my area at least. Then I applied to a 2nd grade position and a 1st grade position in another district May 7th. So it hasn't even been 2 weeks. It's been almost 2 weeks, a little over a week and a half. And I heard back from both of them this morning within the same district, and those are both closed. So I'm gonna take my little sheet here and I'm just gonna cross out every job. This is where I have the positions. This is where I have the district name, the date posted, which I don't need to hide the date posted because I just told you guys. And as you can see, all of those jobs I have not gotten an interview from. So I just crossed them all out. And according to my experience the past 2 years, that's pretty typical. I mean, I applied to over 50 jobs my first round, and I got technically 3 interviews, but the 3rd interview I didn't complete because I had already accepted my job in the 2nd interview that I had. Good news is, there's a district that I really, really want to work in. This district I have wanted to work in before I even finished my degree. But they have a very low turnover rate, which is a good thing about a school. And so it's kind of rare that they even have positions at all. And I actually, my first round of interviews, I applied to a job there, and that is where the 3rd interview came from. The 3rd interview that I ever had, my first round, it came in after I had already accepted a position. It actually, I got the call to interview for that job in this district that I wanted to work for so bad, like maybe 3 days after I had accepted my 5th grade position that I taught last school year. And that was tough because I really wanted to work there, but I was like, you know what, I have this job already, like it is what it is. And it was also for a grade that I would have rather taught in, but either way, that position that I would have interviewed for was also a temporary position, so I still think I would have been out of a job. There's still a high possibility that I would have been out of a job. They did have a few positions last school year that I applied to. I don't even want to say a few, maybe a couple positions last year that I applied to and I didn't hear back from, but that's okay. And then this school year, I really was not expecting anything. I have been subbing in this district, so I know pretty much all of the teachers that work there. And because I've worked at all the schools, and I'm just like, there's no way that there's going to be any openings. And sure enough, yesterday, 2 were posted. So I applied to those today. I'm experienced enough in this job hunting process that I know connections are important, but even some connections that you have are still not enough. Even though I sub in this district, I know it won't guarantee me even an interview, but I'm hoping that it somewhat helps. Those 2 jobs, one is in 3rd grade and one is in transitional kindergarten. Now that I know I only have 2 jobs open, and those are the ones that I applied to today, I am going to go through and go on my county's website and go through every single link, just because it is a Monday, so I know that people are back to work, so if there's something that needed to be posted, it would probably be posted. This is gonna be a longer video because I've talked for the majority of the beginning, but I feel like because it's the first one of the season, I kind of have to give some context. But if I have future episodes, when future episodes of the job hunting process come out, they won't be as like front loading heavy, I guess, because I will have already talked about it. All right guys, I guess for the final update of this section of the video, none of the districts in my county had openings. So I just have 2 openings currently, and I hope I hear back from them soon. Hi guys, I'm just checking in because I'm having some feelings today and I want to document them because it's realistic. I don't remember the last time I updated you guys. It might have been a while ago, maybe like a week ago, maybe not even that long ago, but today is Friday, May 23rd. There was 2 jobs that I really wanted, and they're the only 2 jobs that I had open thus far. If anything, I am still hopeful, but they're probably like my dream jobs, and I just really at least want an interview. And this doesn't really mean anything, but they were taken off of the website today and I still haven't heard anything back from them. So that could mean 2 things. It could just mean that they're closing it because they have quite a few applicants and they're going to choose for interviews, or that they have already begun the process of interviewing. I'm feeling a little down currently this afternoon because I really want just an interview. And if they are closed, then I have no options open for the current time, which is a scary feeling. I know it's still May, so jobs could pop up throughout the summer, but when there's nothing open, it's kind of like just a scary waiting game. So I don't know. I guess the good news of today is that my husband got a job today. He interviewed 2 days ago and he was called today that he got the job. So that's good. He'll be working full time and we'll have benefits through him. But now it's just my turn. Hi guys. I apologize that all of the clips are filmed at my desk, but I really haven't had much updates other than just jobs that I've applied for or them closing. So currently I have applied for 12 jobs this school year, or this summer, I guess, this season. This job hunting season is probably the best way to say it. I think the last time that I updated you guys, I applied to 2 jobs in a district that I really wanted to work in, and that those were the 2 jobs that were still open. I think I also updated that they were taken off the website, and not that that means anything, but I was feeling super sad about it, I guess, because I just didn't have a good feeling about it. It's been a while since then, maybe about a week, and I still haven't heard anything, so I'm gonna be very honest. I kind of feel like I will not be hearing back at all. We will see. Obviously, I don't know 100%, but that is just kind of the feeling I have. And honestly, it is what it is. So I haven't crossed them off the list. So as of right now, considering those jobs, I would have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 positions open that I haven't heard back from. So I do need to update you guys on 4. But because I kind of feel like those jobs aren't really open anymore and that there's not really a chance, I feel like there are 4, possibly 5, because there's one more job that popped up a couple days ago that I need to apply for. Actually, I think it popped up yesterday. So I need to apply for that one. So there's possibly 5 jobs that I still have open. So I'm gonna update you guys. One job is actually in a district that is in my county. I think I mentioned this, but I applied to jobs in my county. They can be about as far as 40 minutes away in either direction. I feel like I kind of live actually like in the central area of my county. Basically, I'm applying to schools that could be as far away as 40 minutes in either direction. But there is one that is a little bit further away, but my husband actually just got hired in this district, and so he's gonna be working there full time. So it would be kind of cool. We wouldn't be working at the same school. It would be kind of cool if we worked in the same district. I don't know, just a side thing. Not that I want to work there because my husband works there. And actually that position is for a 5th grade job. Today is June 4th and I applied to all of these following jobs on the 1st of June. I believe, I need to look into it and apply today, but I believe the position that they just opened yesterday in the same district is a kinder or a 1st grade job. So I need to look into that. And then there were 2 jobs that are actually in the district that I live in my county, and one is for 5th grade and one is for 3rd grade. So we'll see if I hear back from those. If I get either of those, it'll definitely be like the closest I've ever lived to a school that I worked at. The craziest thing is there is an opening at the school that I worked at when I did my first year teaching. The posting says K5, but I was actually reached out to by someone who works at the school that it's a 4th grade position if I wanted to apply, and I had already applied. So it's currently supposed to be for a 4th grade position, but I know that movement kind of is weird. And honestly, I think it's kind of smart for schools to put jobs up as K5. It's frustrating as the applicant because you just want to know what you're getting yourself into, but as a school I feel like it kind of makes sense because you can post the job and honestly hire for it before knowing what exactly it's going to be. You can kind of get a head start on that. So I could very well possibly be, if that is the way you say it, be working at the school that I already worked at for my first year of teaching. So that's an option. So right now I'm gonna look at the 5th job that's open and see what that's for and apply to it and hopefully hear back from something. Like just a single interview would be nice. But yeah, that's basically the update, guys. There have been more jobs open, which makes me feel a little bit better. We will see what happens as the summer goes on, but I'm trying not to stress too much about it. But it would be, I say it like every day, it would be so nice to know, not even just where I'm gonna be teaching, but what I will be teaching the following school year, so I can just start preparing, you know? So anyways, that's the update. Hi guys, back from the office. So you know what that means. It's a job hunting update. I don't have any updates. I did apply to one more job today, so that's I guess an update, but I haven't heard anything from the schools. But this video is getting long and I kind of just don't know where to end it, and I don't want it to be too long and too repetitive of the same thing, so I'm gonna end it here. Before I fully close out the video, I will give you one last run through of my stats, I guess, from April 17th to now June 10th. It's really only been about 2 months. I have applied to 17 jobs. A couple of the schools around me are still in their last week of school, so I feel like that's kind of good in comparison to last school year when I was applying. Last school year, I would say at about this time when I was getting out of school, I think June 10th, I was probably still in school. There were definitely not as many jobs, so it is surprising to see that many. But if you have heard me talk about this before, you probably know that a high number of jobs doesn't necessarily equal getting a job, because like I've mentioned before, my first round of job hunting for teaching jobs, I applied to over 50. So that doesn't necessarily mean anything, but you would think there should be a correlation between higher number of jobs, higher chance of getting a call back for an interview, and then a higher job of getting a job, or a higher chance of getting a job. So I did apply to 17 jobs so far up until now, but 6 of those jobs I have already heard from that I'm not going to get an interview and I'm not going to get the job. They've already been filled. So that leaves us with 11. And then 2 of those jobs I'm pretty sure I'm not going to get. So that leaves us with 9 jobs still open in the process of conducting interviews, calling for interviews. Quite a few of these jobs actually have already been closed for applicants that luckily I saw them before they closed. So really that should mean that I should be hearing things if I'm going to get an interview, and I haven't yet, so that's a little worrisome. But I will say it's only been about 9 days for all of those jobs, so it hasn't been like a 2-week wait or 3-week wait. So we will see, but you guys are gonna have to stay tuned for my next update when I have updates to give. So still trying to remain hopeful, still trying to remain positive in this job hunting season. If you are going through this, please comment down below and let's connect, let's talk about it, because I just feel like it's really not talked about very much. We hear all the time that there's a teacher job shortage, and that is true in most places, I think, and not where I live. So even if this isn't your situation, if you are like a new recent graduate, or even if you're just a teacher already, please like share your job hunting experience in the comments. Like even if you had a very positive experience, finished student teaching, got hired at your student teaching school, I want to hear them because I want to just see the differences between all of our different experiences. So that's going to be all for this first episode of this round of job hunting. Hopefully my last round, but we will see. Hopefully in my next update, I will have better news, like an interview, but we will see. I'm trying to be very realistic, giving you the honest truth of my experience. So thank you for sticking around with me. If you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up. If you like me and my content, then subscribe. I'd greatly appreciate it. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.